Okay, so I'm going to try to swap out this marker light so you guys have an idea on how to do that. It's pretty difficult to do it on video. I posted some pictures, or I will be shortly, but if you take a look, that wire right next to the red one is pretty much the marker light. I'm making my own name up for this, but to the right of the low beam you will see, hopefully, this hump right here. So basically you want to follow this down is the easiest way, and right underneath there you should be able to feel for the marker light, and you just twist to the left and it should loosen up just like that. Right now I'm using an M-Tech bulb. It is fairly blue, it's not so white, but this single bulb is actually a lot brighter than the Samsung bulb. Still trying out different ones, so just make sure it's not too long. You don't want it to fall in the housing. This one's pretty good. Samsung bulb should be fine. Anything longer than that, you might want to use some electrical tape or some silicone to hold it in so it doesn't fall out of place. Usually the longer bulbs are unnecessary. It doesn't really provide any more lighting than the smaller ones. Just search the forums. There's plenty of examples being used around. Same thing for the passenger seat. If you're swapping out the bulb, obviously you want to make sure the polarity is correct. So always plug it in, try to leave it, even if you let it down a little bit, it won't fall over the place. You can just tuck it in like that, and always make sure that it turns on before you put it back in, because if you have the polarity reversed, it's going to be really difficult. Pretty much you're going to have to go back and do it all over again and flip the bulb. For the passenger side, same exact thing, tight fit. You might have to use your left hand to turn it one way and your right hand to turn it back on the other way. It's a little more further to the left from the low beam. It's a little difficult to see. Yeah, let's see if I can go this way. So as you can see, this is my HIDs. This wire down here is pretty much it. It's the marker light. If you look under your turn signal and you follow it down, it's right here. So you can just twist to the left, loosen it, pull out the bulb, make sure the wire doesn't fall back down while you're swapping out the bulb. Turn your marker lights on, test to see if it works, and plug it back in. Again, I posted some pictures. Hopefully you guys have a better idea of how to do it. Another alternative is to access the self-tapping clip on the bottom right down here, and if you access this screw right here, you can actually go through the fender. Can be a pain in the butt because it's just as hard. You would have to turn the wheel to the right, stick your hand through, and it's just as much of a blind reach as going through your headlight. So I find it easier and quicker. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. Again, be careful what bulb you use, because if it's too long, you don't want it to fall inside, then it's going to be pretty difficult to pull back out. Again, it's not necessary to have a long bulb to obtain a decent amount of brightness. And I'm going to put my bulb back in. This time I'm going to do it with my left hand. See if I can do it. Again, if you use that little hump to the right side of the low beam, you can work your way down. You can feel for the hole in which the marker bulb needs to go, or strip. The only thing you can do for it is feel for it and make a visual of where the bulb should go and where it was. If you use your fingers, you can feel around. You can find the empty slot. Can't really tell, but you can probably see my finger. It's the only way I do it. And just seat it back. Might take a few tries until you figure out where exactly it goes. And pretty much when you know you have the correct position, you should be able to see the bulb wiggling around. Obviously you won't be able to see it through the camera. And turn it back. And now I'm going to switch to my right hand so I can actually turn it clockwise to turn it back in. And there we go.